Anyone?
Doctor.
Yes, Doctor.
Your house has two tonggas.
Ya.
Okay, kenapa nak adakan dua?
Sebab satu lagi tu nak buat spare.
Okay. Satu lagi buat spare. So this is the concept of inventory, ya. Concept inventory. We keep one in case of the other one finish. Okay, so we have a backup. Okay, so this is a form of inventory. So inventory basically is to address the uncertainty ataupun the future demand. Okay, inventory. We use inventory basically is to as a backup lah. Okay, as a backup. As a backup in case, especially when there is a shortage in factory, okay, in organization, we use as a backup, or we also use as to ensure the supply is ready. Okay, to ensure supply is available. Okay, so because we don't want that. Okay, what happened? Okay, we want to make sure that operation is not disturbed. Okay, so we must have a backup in case there is a late in delivery, for example. Okay, penghantaran lambat. Kita dah order tapi tak sampai. So okay, no problem. We can from inventory. Okay, but there are also negative effect of having storage. Okay, what is the negative? What is the negative aspect of having storage? Anyone?
Expired.
Okay, it might be expired. Kita simpan sardin banyak, beli pergi shopping sardin. In case mana lah tahu MCO ni tak boleh keluar rumah beli sardin. Tiba-tiba tak makan pun sardin tu. Tengok expired, okay?
Sardin lah. Oh, sardin. Okay.
That's what you are saying. Okay, so you may have putting too much in storage. Okay, so storage also create more cost. Okay, create more cost because you are keeping something in the store which might not be used. In a short term. Okay, might be using for the next 6 months or in the future. So sometimes become obsolete and also very costly to keep items in inventory. Okay, so very expensive. Okay, so we need to understand the inventory. Okay, what we do is there are techniques. You see my slide now, right? Everyone, please respond to me. You see or not?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so we need to manage inventory. We need to manage the inventory. So one way of managing inventory is we call it ABC analysis. Okay, ABC analysis is one of the method that we can manage inventory. Okay, we need to understand what do we have in our inventory. Okay, ABC analysis. Okay, is one way of managing inventory. We also have to make sure that we have proper recording. Okay, so we have counting, cycle counting, we have control services, but we're going to pay more attention to ABC analysis for this course. And also, inventory has models. Okay, inventory models. So inventory model can be independent and dependent. Okay, independent model. Okay, we're going to use method, we call it economic, okay, ordering quantity. Okay, we call it EOQ. For dependent items, we're going to use what we call it MRP. Okay, material requirement planning. Okay, so you might be involved in operation. For example, you work as mechanical engineer, okay, no problem, mechanical engineer. You might be also involved in ordering some of the materials, parts, and component for the manufacturing, or maybe for the maintenance work. So we need to understand how much to order, when to order, okay? So because every time we order, it's involved money, and if we order too much, we need to have a bigger store to keep our item. If we order too little, okay, the problem is we have to order many times. Okay, every time we order, there is a cost. Okay, so the cost is, we call it holding cost, ordering cost, setup cost. Okay, these are the costs involved in inventory. Okay, the basic cost, these are the common costs that involve in inventory. Okay. Right, let me move on. Okay. Okay, we will skip that for now. We come back later on this. Okay, let me move on to ABC. Yeah. Okay, before I move to ABC, let's look at the definition of inventory, or the objective of inventory. Objective of inventory is to strike a balance between inventory investment and customer service. What is the meaning of this? Okay, to strike a balance between inventory investment, which is in terms of monetary value, okay, customer service, okay. So this is how satisfied is the customer. If you have a lot of inventory, of course your customer will be satisfied. Okay, inventory is high, customer satisfied. Why? You have high inventory, okay, customer satisfied. Anyone can explain this statement here?
Because a lot of choice.
Okay, because you always guarantee that you have the item for the customer. You go, you say, I want to buy this. You can, okay, I will go and take for you. But sometimes you go and the shop say, no, stock finish. Have you experienced that? You want to buy something and the shop say, no, already finished. So you are not satisfied, right? Because the shop did not keep enough quantity for the customer. Okay, because why? Inventory is costly. Okay, inventory is very costly, so they cannot keep it a lot of item in the inventory. So when you put inventory, cost, okay, cost is high, very costly cost. Cost is also high. So if you want to sell a product at reasonable price, you have to reduce the inventory, because inventory mean you keep your money in the store. You know, the money is not you know, is become static there. Okay, you just keep in the store. Instead of putting money in the bank, you buy more items, put in the store as items to sell. So that's why now technology products like computer, smartphone, and so on, they don't keep in the inventory. If they have very few units, okay, they might have only very few units that can be what do you call it, for the customer. If more customer looking for the same product, they say no, it's not available, but we can take your order. You come back in next 3 days, for example. So because they're going to take that products from the central distribution center. Okay, so the customer will be satisfied if you keep a lot inventory, but at the same time the cost is high. Okay, so we need to strike the balance between money we spend and customer satisfaction. If you don't keep any inventory, also problem. Customer come and you say no, you have to wait 3 days. So you will not go to that shop again. Okay, you will find where can I find it immediately. For example, you are buying you know, computer, notebook, or printer. Okay, so if you go to the shop say I don't keep any, there is nothing, but we can give you give it to you, or you know, in the next 3 days. Okay, so we need to strike the balance, either to not to have, or how much if you want to keep in the inventory. Okay, The importance of inventory is we know that inventory is expensive. Okay, so it can go up to 50% of the total investment is in terms of inventory. Okay, the money that we put inventory is very costly. Okay, so operation managers must balance between inventory, investment, and customer service. Okay, what are the function of inventory? Okay, selain daripada dia menjamin ke readiness of the supply, okay, so dia juga boleh digunakan untuk tujuan to take advantage of discount. Okay, sometimes when you buy more items, okay, like when you go to market, supermarket and so on, they say, okay, buy 3, you get 1 free. Okay, this is discounted. So maybe your original plan, you never think that you want to buy 3, but you only want to buy 1. But suddenly you go there, they give it 3. Okay, at the price of 2, 1 free. Okay, so tendency that people will buy at discount price. Okay, so inventory is used to keep the extra unit that not immediately used for consumption. Okay, so it could also use to manage, okay, to hedge against inflation. Okay, sometimes you may be predicting that the price of certain item will go up. Okay, so you know that there is a news, okay, that this supply of item is limited. So you go to the shop and buy, okay, more than you required, okay, because you think that in the future the price will increase. So we buy a lot of items not needed at the moment currently, maybe needed in next 3 months. So this also people use this as inventory. But also you have to remember, government also sometimes control that you cannot buy more items than you require. Okay, to ensure that it's a fair to other customer. Okay, but anyway, this is one of technique people use. They buy more than they required at cheaper price. Okay, when the price move up, they still have something in the store, in their inventory. Yeah. So this is why we use that. Okay, what are type of inventory? There are many type of inventory. Inventory can be raw material, okay, bahan mentah. It could be work in process, barang yang belum siap, sedang diproses, ataupun maintenance items. Okay, maintenance item you spare, you keep in the store. Okay, washer, okay, gasket, and so on for the future use. And also you can keep in the store, in the inventory, the finished good, barang yang sudah siap. Sebelum dihantar kepada pelanggan, we keep it this item in the inventory. Why? Because we're not sure who will buy. When we produce a large quantity, what we call it produce to stock. Okay, we produce to stock, we produce and keep it in the store. That is where you have inventory. Okay, berbeza dengan produce to order or make to order. Make to order is you only produce when there is an order. Okay, like you go to restaurant, okay, a la carte, you order, you want to buy nasi goreng. So, you know that the waiter will go to the kitchen, ask the cook to prepare nasi goreng for you. So this is make to order. Kalau make to stock, they will not ask you, but they will keep producing, put it in the store, or put it in the shelf, and the customer come and pick whatever available on the shelf. That one is make to stock. Okay, you cannot order, no special order. You just take whatever available on the shelf. This is make to stock. Okay, so the flow of what we call it, flow of material. Okay, flow of material. It can be from beginning until the ending. So we can see that every time that item is waiting, so there is a loss. There is a loss. If this is what we call it cycle time for this material flow cycle from beginning to ending. From this timber, okay, kayu balak ni boleh jadi semi-finished product. Okay, it could be processed, pieces of wood there. So as it goes through, it has to wait for inspection and then wait again, and then move, wait again, okay, waiting, setup time, and so on. So a lot of waiting time, okay, waiting time. So inventory is very much related to waiting, waiting to be used. Okay, item is waiting to be used. Okay, right. So before we can manage inventory, one approach that I mentioned earlier is we can use classification ABC. Okay, ABC classification, managing inventory using classification. How inventory item can be classified? Yes, we can use ABC classification. ABC classification. Okay, we can classify. Okay, we can classify inventory according to ABC classification. Okay, other than that, of course, we have to keep the record and so on. Okay, because some item in the inventory also get missing. Somebody go to the store and put in the pocket, especially expensive items, small one, small one, like IC or like these chips for electronics and so on. Okay, so we need to have classification so that we can give a proper control. Okay, for example, you have item in the store. The item can be expensive one and also can be a cheap one. Okay, class A, okay, on the ABC analysis, we have class A, which is high annual dollar value. Okay, meaning that this item is expensive item. Class A is expensive item. Okay, like gold, okay, expensive metals, okay, computer chips, okay, memory devices, expensive item. Okay, we call it class A. Okay, so when we have class A, meaning that the control of this item must be very strict. Not everyone can go to the store and take the item for that. Okay, I move to the another extreme, which is class C. Class C is low annual dollar volume. Okay, maknanya this is murah lah, cheap items. Okay, cheap item macam maybe some construction item, maybe toilet papers, okay, maybe batu bata, okay, paku dan sebagainya. Okay, so low item you don't need to have strict control. Anybody can go to the store and take it. Okay, you can take how much sand or pasir atau batu ataupun paku ataupun nuts. Okay, because it is cheap item. Okay, cheap item. So you don't have to get permission from manager to go and take satu keping butter katakan. Okay, so this is different. So when we classify A, B, C, this help us to establish policy for managing inventory. Okay, if we don't classify, we tend to treat all the item the same. So meaning that we are wasting our time controlling item yang tak ada nilai sama dengan item yang bernilai tinggi. So we have to hire many security guard. We have to have high, meaning we have to have big spaces for inventory and so on. Okay. Okay, are you following me or not? Hello? Boleh faham ke?
Faham.
Boleh sir.
Okay. Alright.
Boleh.
Kalau katakan you beli pasir lah, perlu simpan dalam kawasan berpagar ke ataupun letak tepi jalan pun okey?
Tepi jalan pun okey sir.
Ada mencuri tak?
Tak ada.
Tak ada Okay. Tapi kalau you supply steel lah. Okay, logam steel letak tepi jalan hilang tak? Batang besi kat situ. Construction batang besi.
Hilang.
Okay, sebab batang besi lebih mahal daripada pasir tadi. Okay. So you cannot classify that batang besi tadi sebagai C lah. Okay. So you have to classify maybe category B for example. Okay. which is medium cost lah, cost yang medium. So kalau bahan yang berharga ada nilainya dan ada tendensi orang nak curi, okay, kita kena beri kawalan yang lebih. Okay. Kalau orang nak curi pasir, curilah, kita pun tak kisah, ambil lah satu balti pun. Okay. We don't care, right? It is cheaper than hiring security guard to look after pasir yang kita letak untuk construction tadi. Tetapi kalau kita mempunyai barang-barang yang mahal, mungkin tiles yang very expensive, ataupun kita order cat tu pun mahal. Jadi satu 1.5 liter cat, okay, cost dia mungkin RM70. Okay, so kena categorize dia sebagai A lah. Sebab letak tepi jalan memang hilang lah, tengok esok semua dah habis. Okay, so itu maksudnya we need to do the analysis for classifying the inventory. Okay, let me look into example. Okay, so this is one way that we can do ABC analysis. Maybe we have items here. Okay, items, stock item number, and we have okay, we give roughly this as a guide lah, just a general guide. Item class A, okay, item class A ni, okay, so there is a range for that. Normally percentage dia very low in term of quantity. This is in term of quantity, low quantity, tetapi in term of money value, okay, it is very high. Okay, can go up to 70%. The intermediate one, in the middle one, okay, class B, okay, class B, kuantitinya okay, lebih tinggi, tetapi nilai mata wangnya lebih rendah, okay, lebih rendah. Inilah item yang terbabit lah, contoh ya lah ni sebagai contoh saja, okay, sebagai contoh. Okay, untuk kategori C pula, kuantitinya memang banyak. Okay, quantity C, you're going to have large quantity. Okay, large quantity. Okay, class C. Okay, kuantitinya 50%. Example kat sini semua item ini banyak. So jadi dalam satu organisasi sebenarnya, contohnya dalam construction ke, dalam manufacturing ke, banyak item harganya tidak mahal. Okay, so jadi dia boleh diklasifikasi, jadi kontrol dia tidaklah sepatutnya seketat bagi apa kategori A and B. Okay, so this is category C. Category C, the quantity is very high, but the value is very low. Okay, the value is very low. So that is the concept kita panggil ABC classification. Okay, kalau kita letak dalam bentuk graph, this is how it looks like. This graph is showing item A kuantitinya banyak, item C kuantitinya, item A kuantitinya sedikit. So this is in term of dollar. Harganya mahal A, tapi kuantitinya sedikit. Kalau C pula, harganya murah, tetapi kuantitinya banyak. Okay, kuantitinya banyak. So B adalah in the middle lah. Okay, so that is the concept of ABC classification, di mana di sini boleh membantu kita to prepare policy for inventory. Item bagi A, okay, normally it will require stringent, okay, lebih ketat kawalannya. Okay, ada kriteria that can be used in this what do you call it, dollar value, annual dollar volume. Selain daripada kriteria mata wang, kita juga boleh mengkelaskan, okay, item tak semestinya dia adalah mahal, tetapi mungkin disebabkan susah nak dapat. Kita boleh kelaskan juga sebagai A. Mungkin harganya tak mahal, tapi kita kelas sebagai A. Kenapa? Susah nak dapat. Okay? Ataupun we are expecting akan berlakunya perubahan dalam komponen tersebut, susah nak dapat kerana dah berubah engineering changes. Okay? Model lama, tak ada dah spare, jadi kita boleh putlah dalam kategori A. Okay, nak order memang tak payah dapat. Okay, ataupun ada tapi delivery-nya masalah, penghantarannya ada masalah. Okay, Okay, mungkin ada juga aspek berkaitan dengan quality problem. Okay, so kalau kita buat pesanan mungkin tak akan dapat kualiti yang sama contohnya. Okay, high unit cost. Okay, so these are kriteria yang boleh diguna selain daripada kriteria mata wang tadi. Okay, so this is tidak semestinya harganya mahal tetapi susah nak dapat ataupun penghantarannya sukar. Okay, kita boleh klasifikasikan juga sebagai kategori A item tersebut. Okay, so it's very important knowing classification inventory because this will guide us to create a policy, policy. Okay, so inventory of course need a good recording system. Okay, so from time to time they will be counting the inventory to make sure apa yang ada dalam store sama dengan rekod. Kadang-kadang item dalam rekod ada tapi dalam shelf tak ada. Okay, tu maknanya ada orang curi lah tu. So we need to have a cycle counting and also record accuracy. So normally in a company every year they will do it stock count, stock count. Kalau you pergi ke contohnya farmasi ke, okay, farmasi normally all the item are expensive, expensive item, medication and so they will keep counting, okay, the stock. Okay, satu botol vitamin boleh jadi harganya RM100, RM200. Okay, kalau tak ada counting control yang strict, okay, customer masuk, kamera pun tak ada, dia ambil satu botol masuk dalam poket je. Okay, so we need to have control and keep checking the inventory. Accuracy of recording is very important. Why? Our order will be based on the balance of inventory, the accurate figure. Okay, accurate figure that we have on the record and also physically it should be tallied. Okay. Alright, these are example of counting. Okay, I would like to explain on what we call it. Okay, independent versus dependent. Okay, independent versus dependent. Okay. Independent adalah permintaan yang tidak bergantung kepada permintaan yang lain. Sebagai contoh, okay, kalau kita menjual kereta, okay, adakah kereta itu sesuatu yang kita panggil independent demand? Kereta, satu lagi adalah dependent demand. Kita dalam bisnes kereta, adakah tayar itu bergantung kepada bilangan kereta? Okay, permintaan tayar sebagai pengeluar tayar, kilang tayar, okay, pengeluaran tayar bergantungkan kepada bilangan kereta ke?
Tidak.
Tidak. Kalau you keluar satu kereta, berapa tayar yang ada dalam satu kereta?
4.
4. Kalau you nak keluarkan 100 kereta, berapa tayar yang you perlu keluarkan? Kilang tayar kena keluarkan berapa tayar?
400.
400. So itu maksudnya dependent demand. Okay. So jadi siapa yang buat kilang tayar tadi, dia kena tengok, okay, pengeluar kereta ini nak keluarkan berapa kereta. Okay, kalau dia kata saya nak keluarkan 100 kereta dalam bulan ini. Okay, dia pun run production 4 tayar ataupun 4+1 lah, satu spare. Ataupun spare dia jenis lain yang jenis murah sikit. Mungkin katakan keluar 4 dululah. Okay, keluar 4, jadi maknanya kilang tayar kata, okay, our production for this month will be 400. Why? Company yang mengeluar tayar nak keluarkan 100 kereta. Okay, itu kita panggil dependent demand. Okay, dependent demand. Okay, kerana pengeluaran tayar bergantung kepada bilangan kereta. Tapi, kalau kita kata kita nak membekal tayar kepada bengkel-bengkel yang membuat repair tayar, ganti tayar, itu adalah independent demand. Okay, sebab kita tak pasti berapa tayar yang akan dibeli oleh pusat-pusat servis tadi. Okay, permintaannya adalah tidak bergantung kepada produk lain. Okay, dia adalah datangnya secara random. Okay, secara random. Walaupun kita boleh ramalkan, Tetapi kalau kita membekal tayar kepada masyarakat yang mengeluarkan kereta, kita boleh terus dapat figure tersebut. Okay, jumlah berapa yang diperlukan. Pada masa yang sama, kita juga menghantar tayar-tayar kepada service center. Okay, itu kalau hantar ke service center bermaksud tayar tadi adalah independent demand. Kalau kita membekalkan tayar kepada Proton, itu adalah dependent demand. Okay, sebab dia bergantung kepada bilangan kereta yang hendak dikeluarkan. Boleh faham konsep dependent and independent demand. Independent maknanya permintaan tidak bergantung kepada item lain. Okay, the demand of item is independent of demand of any other item. Itu kita panggil independent demand. Permintaan yang tidak bersandar. Okay, ini adalah permintaan yang bersandar kepada lain-lain. Dependent adalah bersandar. So the demand of item dependent upon the demand of some other item. Okay, dia bergantung kepada bilangan kereta tadi. Okay, kalau pengeluar kereta nak beli tayar lah. Alright, okay, I have 2 more minutes. Okay, before I stop, I need to stop early today because I got some other things to do. Alright, okay, so let me touch about the cost. Cost. Okay, cost. In inventory, we have holding cost, ordering cost, and setup cost. Okay, holding cost ini adalah cost yang kita panggil carrying cost. Okay, ataupun cost menyimpan. Okay, dalam inventory. Itulah kita panggil holding cost. Okay, ordering cost ialah cost membuat pemesanan. Okay, when we make an order. And setup cost adalah sebenarnya sama dengan ordering cost. Setup cost is same. Sometimes people use it setup cost, sometimes we call it ordering cost. Okay, so the cost of placing an order. Bila kita buat pesanan, kita libatkan cost. Ordering cost termasuklah cost pengurusan membuat pesanan, cost untuk follow up, okay, cost untuk membayar, perhaps membayar agent, membuat pesanan. Setup cost adalah to prepare machine. Normally merujuk kepada setting up of the machine, kita panggil setup cost lah. Okay, tapi sebenarnya dia adalah sama dengan ordering cost. Maknanya fungsinya lebih kurang sama, fungsinya adalah sama. Okay, to prepare machine, for the process, for the manufacturing and so on. So where do we use this cost? Okay, so we will be using this cost in economic ordering quantity. Okay, okay, sebelum kita tengok EOQ, let us understand okay, how this cost contribute to total cost. Okay, kalau you need to make that, okay, for example, you need to make an estimate of holding cost. Okay, these are the element that you need to consider. Okay, cost of rent, okay, cost sewa, cost depreciation cost. Okay, susut nilai, susut nilai bangunan mungkin you anggap sebagai cost menyewa. Okay, cost untuk material handling, untuk mengangkutkan barangan tersebut. So boleh di bawah kategori holding cost. Cost untuk mengangkut, daripada mungkin daripada bahagian delivery atau reception kepada store contohnya. You use some equipment to move the item. So this is material handling cost, labor cost, okay, dan cost mungkin cost yang terlibat dalam insurans, cost kerosakan, okay, dan ada the cost yang terlibat lah. Okay, secara umumnya the cost can go up to 26% in this example lah. So holding cost sebenarnya memberi sumbangan yang besar kepada cara kita menentukan harga. It can go up to 40%. Okay, saya tak nak tanya kamu, kalau you beli aiskrim, pergilah kios mana-mana, biasanya berapa harga aiskrim? Berapa harga aiskrim? Mungkin sebelum puasa pernah beli aiskrim kan? Harga aiskrim berapa? Satu batang?
RM2.
RM3? RM3. So apabila you makan aiskrim tu, you rasa nilai dia RM3 tak? Mahal tak aiskrim? RM3 tu mahal tak?
Mahal.
Mahal. So kalau kita tengok mungkin sepatutnya RM1 je harga dah, betul tak?
Ya.
RM1. Kenapa dijual satu RM3?
Brand mahal. Brand mahal.
Brand mahal. Sebenarnya sebahagian ni adalah cost inventory. Okay. So aiskrim tu telah berada dalam ice box dia tu mungkin dah 2 bulan kat situ. Siapa bayar kos untuk menyimpan dalam store tu? Dalam icebox tu? Simpan dalam icebox, you pergi kat petrol station biasanya adalah kotak aiskrim tu kan. Kita tengok semua mahal. Kita tengok aiskrimnya kecil je, tapi harga sampai RM4, RM5, RM3. Okay? Sebab kos menyimpan. Petrol station terpaksa bayar elektrik, terpaksa bayar untuk orang yang menjaga. Okay? Kos itulah, this is inventory cost. Okay? Holding cost. Okay? Sebenarnya harganya kalau tengok dengan badan aiskrim tu kecil je. Sepatutnya RM1 je kalau buat kat rumah ni. Okay? Tak habis pun RM1 nak buat kan. Tapi bila beli RM3 sebab cost, holding cost. Okay? Cost menyimpan, cost bayar storage. Okay? Boleh faham konsep inventory So kalau boleh kita nak minimalkan inventory. Okay? Tetapi kita mesti mempunyai sistem yang efisien yang boleh menjamin availability of items. Okay? So itu adalah konsep yang berbeza, konsep yang lebih baguslah. Di mana kita boleh menyediakan item yang kita panggil just in time, for example. Okay, just in time in delivery. Ada konsep macam itu. JIT. Okay, kalau ada masa nanti boleh kita bincang lah. Just in time, mana you deliver item as you needed. You don't put in inventory. Inventory is costly. Okay, you have to understand that inventory is costly. Okay, inventory is costly. So the more you keep in store, okay, your price of item increase. Okay, so inventory model for independent demand. Okay, this is what we call it economic ordering quantity. Okay, also there is a model we call it production. Okay, ordering quantity. Okay, and also there are model related to discount. Okay, model related to discount. Okay, I think kat masa pun dah ni. I think I should stop here. Is there any question before I closekan? Okay, later on we will discuss on this model. So there is some calculation there. Okay, involved with inventory. Okay. So the EOQ model yang saya mention tadi adalah ada kaitan dengan sini lah. Okay. So just glance through the chapter. I think this chapter 12. Tak silap saya. Okay, we will go into the model of inventory. We look into inventory cycle, and then next week also I will cover the MRP lah, material requirement planning, also related to dependent demand. Alright. Okay, any question? Hello.
Tiada doktor.
Okay, so kalau tak ada itu saja. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.